When I worked in HR for a trucking company, I trained new drivers about safety rules. One driver once told me something I will never forget. He said there is one place he will never stop again. He had been driving late at night on a lonely road between two small towns in Utah. The area was mostly empty land with no houses and no lights, just open desert and hills. That night was cloudy, so there were no stars and no moon. The sky was completely dark. He was extremely tired and knew he needed at least a short rest before reaching the next town, so he pulled over at a small roadside stop. It was nothing more than a dirt pull-off next to the highway, with absolutely nothing else around. He locked his doors, went into the sleeper part of his truck, and lay down, falling asleep quickly. After a while, a strange sound woke him up. Scratch, slap, scratch, slap, scratch, slap. At first, he stayed completely still, not wanting to look. The sound continued, and it seemed like someone was lifting his windshield wiper and letting it snap back against the glass. Finally, he slowly sat up and looked toward the front window. On the hood of his truck was a huge black shape crouching low like an animal. For just 1 second, he saw two red eyes shining in the darkness. Then he heard footsteps, not just one set, but many. They moved around the truck, gravel crunching beneath them as if something was circling him. Suddenly, the dark shape on the hood disappeared. A deep, angry growl sounded outside his door, followed by harsh scratching against the metal. The noise was loud and sharp, and then whatever was outside found the handle. The door handle began to shake violently, as if something was trying to open it. He sat frozen in fear while the handle rattled again and again. The scratching grew louder, and the growling did not sound like any animal he had ever heard. After a few minutes, everything went completely quiet. He thought it might be over. Then, without warning, the entire truck started shaking violently. The cab rocked from side to side like something enormous was pushing it. Outside, he heard strange noises that sounded neither human nor animal. That was enough. He jumped into the driver's seat wearing only his t-shirt and boxers, with no shoes and no time to think. He started the engine, threw the truck into gear, and pressed the gas pedal as hard as he could. He sped down the dark highway without looking back once and made it safely to the next town. But he did not sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, when the sun rose, he walked around his truck to inspect it. On the driver's door were deep scratches, long and thick like claws, and whatever had made them was far too big to be any normal animal. He told me he will never stop on that road again, and after hearing his story, I wouldn't either.